Hello and good afternoon, and thanks for joining me for this week's video update for Friday, October 14th. Hope everybody's doing well. Just want to get everybody up to speed on what's going on, so we'll get started. So for my first level students, once again, first level are all new students, new to the program this year. We have actually been working this week. We began a whole new section, which a section is usually a 2-week project. So just to give you a little bit of background, when we do projects here in our program, it usually is in a 2-week section. So for 2 weeks, we have a master project that they have to work on, and then there's also what's called an exploratory, and that's a 1-week project. And then there's also vocabulary and a quiz at the end of the section. So, for example, we began audio this week, so we did Intro to GarageBand, which is Apple software on there. It comes with every Apple computer. You can even download it for your phone, but GarageBand is a sound and music editing software. So we did an introduction to that, and this project has 4 pieces to it. So the first thing they worked on this week, and it's due today at the end of class, it is a 2-song mix. So they have to find 2 songs they like. That should hopefully have the same pitch and tempo, go well together, and then do things like fade in and out to different pieces. You're essentially taking pieces from the songs, and I want to cut the bass line from this and the guitar solo from that, from these 2 songs, and mix them together, and just to create a mix. So they're using the software to learn how to do all that, and today we're hopefully going to do a critique where we listen to all the songs. And that's part 1. Part 2 is something fun that I like to do, where if you've ever seen movies and TV shows, when there's like a dramatic entrance, whether somebody walks into a room or someone walks into, makes this grand entrance into a ballroom, there's always theme music. So I told my students, I said, you need to come up with your own entrance song, so when you walk into the room, what music would be playing. So they use GarageBand, and they have a variety of samples on the software. So you can get drum kits and piano and guitar and woodwinds and brass instruments. And so I asked them all to create a little 30-second clip to do their own entrance song. The greatest walk-in song or walking song of all time I played for them was John Travolta and Saturday Night Fever. I think we all know that. So they were just having a little bit of fun because it was a pretty difficult project this week. But they definitely had a good time with it. And as I said before, this part of this project's done. And then for students that got done early, they could work on their entrance song. Actually, we'll be doing that Monday. And then we'll be starting parts 3 and 4 of the audio project, where they have to do what's called a mashup. Now, a mashup is a little bit different than a mix, where a mashup is you take the vocals from a song. So, for example, you take the vocals from a Taylor Swift song. And then you take the music, say, from a band like AC/DC, a rock and roll band. They've been around forever. So you take the vocals from that song, and you take the music, and you mash them together, and you create, a really cool mashup song. But the students have a purpose behind it, where they have to pick and create a mashup with 4 different songs and put it to some sort of a video. So we call it like a hype video. So trying to get people hyped up for an event, whether it's a sporting event. So you have 3 choices: a sporting event, a video game, or a movie/TV streaming show. So let's say the Eagles are playing on Sunday and they want to get everybody hyped up. So you'll make a 4-song mashup and take a bunch of Eagles footage from their games and the Super Bowl and the playoffs and create a hype video. So that's essentially what they have to do right now. So yeah, pretty cool. Some fun things going on. We're also learning new vocabulary. There'll be a quiz next week. But I will tell you, there's another thing due that I started on Monday that was due today. It's actually due at midnight, so I'm giving them a little bit extra time. So we do exploratories. Exploratories is a way for students to do work at home and to stay creative and kind of keep up with what's going on. Okay? So, and their creative mind keep up with what's going on. So for this week's exploratory, they had to pick an emotion like happy, sad, angry, scared, and then do a 6-picture collage with their phones. And there's free software called Piccollage to make a collage that they can send to me. And then I asked them to create a 6-song playlist that reflects that emotion. So if you pick angry, you make all these angry faces, you take a bunch of pictures. It could be pictures of themselves or friends or family members, and then pick 6 songs that would go that have that theme of being angry. So if you did not see your first level student working on that this week, They should have been doing it. Unfortunately, I'm looking at the early results. Not a lot of stuff that was handed in, which kind of leads me to my next comment. Actually, I'll get to that part at the end. But let me just clarify what's going on. Second and third level students, they wrapped up all their scripts. They did a really good job writing 5-page scripts. And now this week they moved on to a skill activity where they're learning about camera angles. So each student, they were broken into groups, and they have to go around and film camera angles, like, what they call pan, tilt, shoot up, shoot down. They're industry standard terms that we use. So they have to go take the camera, put it on a tripod, and demonstrate the different camera angles, because on Monday they're going to be doing, just an appropriate time with Halloween coming up, they do a candy advertisement. So they're going to do a candy advertisement using the different camera angles that they've learned about. And then they took some time today to watch a movie that has a variety of different camera angles, and they discussed it. So that's really what everybody's working on right now. But I did want to press this point for all students, first, second, and third level. I think one of the unfortunate side effects of COVID in these last few years is students just aren't really the sense of urgency with handing things in on time. Because for the last couple of years, it's like, oh, get it to me when you can get it to me. I'll take whatever you do, but we're not doing that anymore. Especially in this program, working in the design and video and sound, industry, we have to hit really hard deadlines. It's not due, if it's due Friday at 12, it's not due Friday at 12:30. It's not due Monday because you're busy or you forgot. So I like to say we live and die by deadlines in our industry, because if you can't meet the deadline, they're going to find somebody else that can. But sadly, it seems a lot of the students just don't have that sense of urgency with handing stuff in. And I really don't want to get in the habit of extending deadlines. So if you could please make sure and participate and ask your student, what are you working on this week? When is it due? You can easily go to our classroom website. I've posted it numerous times. It's www.vsmstudios.com. And you can go in level 1, level 2, level 3, exploratory, and you can see the projects they're working on. You can then access their Schoology account, and it'll show you, they click on grades, and you can go in and see all of the projects that they've done, the comments that I've given, what they have submitted and what they haven't, and when things are due. So if you could please support us, as well as your student, by making sure they're meeting these deadlines and they understand how important it is to try and hand things in on time. But other than that, the class has been going well. Some of you have still asked about uniforms. I do apologize. As with everything that's been going on lately, supply chains are severely backed up. I am still waiting on shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts to come in, but I am on top of it. I'm checking every day with our purchasing department. So I will keep up with it. I have a list, and I know some students have gotten uniforms but have not paid for them yet. So I will be contacting some of you to make sure your students can bring in their payment. But really, that's all I have. I'm sorry I went a little long. But next week, full steam ahead. Once again, first level students are going to be working on that mashup with a hype video. Second level students will be doing a candy advertisement along with the third level. Some third levels do independent study. But that's it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If not, it's supposed to be nice. Have a great weekend.